Hello there, and welcome to Daniel's Infinite Playlist. And today we're going to talk about the excellent debut album from Australian artist Banoffee, which is called Look at Us Now, Dad. For those of you who don't know who Banoffee is, her real name is Martha Brown, and she started doing music. Being a touring musician for Charlie XCX as a sort of like synth player, I think. And she has already released two EPs that have also garnered massive success, especially with the song Bodysuit, which also had a lot of success on Australia. And she's also been in sort of like in different musicians, how would you say, artists' music, especially Sophie's debut album, All of Every Pearl's on Inside, doing backing vocals for the song Immaterial. But now she's made her own debut album, and that is after a year of struggle, basically trying to make it as a musician on LA. But now all of that struggle has sort of like materialized through this album, which is really, really great. So let's go to the vinyl unboxing, and I ordered the vinyl through her Bandcamp, which actually gives you sort of like this special, plastic wrap on it, which is really, really good. I also really like the album cover. It's very, it's very raw in a way, and I don't know. I don't think it really shows how the music is inside, because the music tends to be very, like bubbly and very synthetic, which I think gives sort of like a nice contrast to what this album really is. Anyways, I'm going to show you the inside, which has, some of the album credits, and here's a pic as well with some lyrics scribbled on. And also the vinyl itself is a clear, crystal clear vinyl. You can even see through me here. So yeah, it's a very cool version. I think there are versions with a different color, but I opted for the crystal clear one. Alright, how is this album musically? Well, musically, this album is very much a pop album through and through. It is a pop album that sort of like blends a few strands of dance music. It is more into hip-hop and urban production, but also very reminiscent of, the music that comes from the PC music label, although a bit more streamlined into pop. And I think Banoffee really does that great as a producer. She really knows what sounds good and what is, like really, really bouncy and all of that. And I think that culminates sort of like on the single Tennis Fan, which also had a lot of, a lot of views and a lot of listens on Spotify, because it's a really, really great song, and I think you should listen to it. And there she sort of like blends all of these, sonic and thematic elements. It's very, very good. And it's also, this album is guested by a lot of, star producers of sort of like this pop underground. For example, Sophie, Umru, and musicians and artists such as rapper Cupcake and Empress Off. So yeah, it's a very cool album in that way. So how is this album lyrically? Well, lyrically, this album is very, very touching. It can be about stupid lying friends, such as in Tennis Fan, or it could be lovers as well, and also in the song Fuck With as well, where she deals like with a toxic person. But also the song carries a lot, besides from like toxic people, it also carries themes of coming into terms with yourself, and sort of like overcoming the adversities that life gets you. And that's sort of like the overarching theme of this whole album, which sort of like which is really, really emotionally resonant, because I mean, we've all been there, you know, like struggling and trying to make a name for ourselves, and Banoffee's own struggle really mirrors that very well on her own music. So yeah. What do I give this album? Well, I give it an 8 out of 10. While not being a perfect debut in itself, it's a very, very strong debut album, and I think it's going to garner a lot of a large cult following due to its amazing production, its very danceable, vibe to it, and most of all the emotionally resonant lyrics, thanks to Banoffee herself. The only thing that sort of like bogs, weighs this album down, is that it can be a bit samey, you know, like when you go through, you know, like the first 4 songs, you know, like in the middle, it sort of like becomes a lot of the same, where the mood and the sonic themes and everything sort of like blend together, and not in a good way. And that's why, I mean, while these songs are not bad, they're just very, you have to listen to it a little bit more just to distinguish these songs. But the album picks itself up in the final with the song "Ripe" with Cupcake, which is a really, really great song. Otherwise, I think this is a great debut album. You should totally listen to it. And yeah, hopefully this will be the springboard for even more amazing music for Banoffee. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this review. As always, I'm going to put the artist links down below. Banoffee is available everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, you name it. You can still order the album on vinyl. I think there are copies left, because I remember through the Bandcamp page, the album was only available to like, in like 500 units or something. But yeah, make sure to order it if you want to listen to it, because I think it is a really worthy album to have on vinyl, because the crisp production is just amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. As always, I'm going to review new albums every Saturday and classic albums. New albums every Wednesday and classic albums every Saturday. So yeah, that's it for me. Enjoy music, enjoy life, people. Vi ses. Hej då!